Yeah, daily chart doesn't look good. I don't see the 200. It looks pretty far away. Yeah, it's very far away. It's not anywhere near. A lot of reverse splits, it looks like. Just on the daily chart, just continuously sells off. Pops up and it sells off. And just keeps selling off. It's got the endless bottom thing going. So I'm not interested in taking the trades on it right now. Just gonna leave it alone. So sitting tight, being patient. It does have news. I want to see acceleration. It's not popping above 2. So still a lot of sellers on it. A lot of sellers. Yeah, there's that big hidden seller. Yeah, it's a big hidden seller on it. Yep, I see it now. And I'm looking pretty obvious now too. They're showing their order there, right up there. They're not showing it now, but it just kind of pops out right at this area. You'll see it. It's like 25, 30,000 share. And it's an iceberg order. The way I know it's an iceberg order is the price it hit their order hit the price and it doesn't go down. And you see shares going through, but it stayed at 24, 23, 20. It stayed up as shares went through. So they're trying to unload a pretty big position. Is the float right on Weeble's ONCO? Let me look at it. Weeble shows it at a, wow, it's a super low float. Yeah, that float's correct. At least Day Trade Dash is matching Weeble's float. I didn't realize how low the float was on it. I know it's a low float because it hit my screener. It's on my low float top gainers scanner, 65% up. 60, just above. Well, now it's pulling back. So, but yeah, it's a U.S. company though. It's not an overseas company, so the float's going to be pretty up to date. I was from Cincinnati. Cool. Super thickly traded. See the MBBO level 2 data there? Yeah, that's what I don't want to see. It's what that means is, it's always statistics and probability. Nothing's ever written in stone. You got to make sure your strategy is moldable, flexible for the overall conditions of the market. But this is, when you see it this thickly traded, it's so not likely to give me that 10, 15, 20 cent acceleration. You see how when I buy it off a support level, it gives me that huge pop right off the support level of 10, 15, 20, 30 cents. I'm not getting that. This is just so, not to say it never happened. It's not very likely to happen. And I don't really want to be in this kind of, I don't want to be in a battle trading something that's this thickly traded. So, keep that in mind. Now my strategy is the 5 pillars of stock selection. I'm leaning on the bull flag strategy. Let it do that 1 minute pullback. See how it holds doing that pullback, and trade the second leg up. Nice acceleration over 2. Let's see how it holds. 202 is that's not acceleration I like to see. I'm gonna sit and wait. It's kind of grinding. 4, 6, 207, 12. It's moving now. Watching time, it sells level 2. Buy coming in. And big buyer, big seller. I mean, big seller. It's got big sellers on it. Support now at $2. I want to see how it holds this initial acceleration up. I want to see it hold above 2. 15 seconds left on this 1 minute candle. Wait, there's some support down there at 2. Watching time, it sells level 2. It's got a big hidden seller. There's a big seller at 11. Nice pop. Watching time, it sells level 2.
Oh.
Let's jump in here, see if we get acceleration off this level here. Scale out. Then there's a little support level down there. Not much. Big sellers coming out. I'm gonna scale out in case it flashes on me. Big seller. That's what I missed that. Pop. That's what I was waiting for. I thought it might pop. Just jump out. See if it gives me another opportunity. I like the volume profile on the 1 minute. I was thinking it might pop. Should have held that. But it just took too long. Took too long. I'm gonna wait. Nice bull flag there. Just took a long time. Big seller was there on the book. 70,000 share seller, and they're still in big. It's still there. They just moved their order to get the pop, get a better price. This is a dangerous one. You could really whip down pretty hard because it's got a big seller on it. Showing opportunity. A lot of support. A lot of buyers on it too. 90% up on the day. It's 15 million shares of volume. Take this quick dip. It's stalling out for my internet. See if we get a pop off this level. And it's not giving me immediate acceleration. I'm going to just jump out. It's not giving me immediate. I want to see immediate acceleration. Start scaling out. Keep the loss small. Indecisive on time and sells. Buying coming in, but sellers are hitting it. There's that big seller at 13, man. At 12. They might move their order. Big seller, jeez. I was thinking they might move their order and let it accelerate. Nice, they did. That's what I was thinking they might do. Move their order, let it accelerate. Let's go ahead and just jump out, take profit off the table. Not a really good trade. I should have added back. But with that big seller there, it just makes me nervous. Really big seller on this one. Be very careful. Big, man. That sucks. Because I would have sized up down there where it was just kind of fluttering. I was like, man, this is going to accelerate back up. Because that seller moves their order to get, to kind of get a better price. They're still out there. But they're just letting it go up. So this one's a dangerous one. Now they're hitting the price now. They're going to sell it. Big seller's coming back out. So sitting tight, being patient with it. Yeah, they're breaking this. A lot of big sellers on it. Oh, the big seller's back. I'm going to there's some support down here. Get a little starter. See if the big buyer down there. Maybe over trading this one. Big buyer. It's a battle between, that's a really big buyer there. Man, there's a massive buyer. Surprised not moving that seller. See if they'll let it give me another pop. Watching time it sells level 2, big buyer and seller kind of running into each other. Nice pop. That seller got bought up. Nice bounce. Nice bounce. That's what I was looking for. I'm just going to jump out. So I added back down there because there's some support down there off the exponential. Got a little bounce off the exponential. This one's very risky to trade. There's a big, massive buyer, 100,000 share buyer, and that's why I held that trade as long as I did. And because I saw the seller was a 40,000 share seller and it was dropping lower and it was like that battle, and I was like, well, it's likely that the buyer's going to win this battle. So I kept my share size small. I didn't size up. You see, I kept my share size. I didn't size up to 5 or 10,000 shares or even 3. I just kept it at 1. My starter position. And just got a little bit. I didn't take it. Well, I did take a small loss, $57 loss there. Oh, I didn't even realize I sized up that big. Okay, it's a lower price stock. I did take 10,000 shares, didn't I? Huh. Yeah, well, that's okay. Small loser. Manage my risk well. Let's sit tight. This one's pulling back. Nice opportunity on it, though. Unfortunately, it's too thickly traded. I can see Ross not trading that at all. So sit tight. Yeah, MACD's curling negative. MACD's curling negative on this one. So nice acceleration up. Nice wave up. Just traded it once it got above $2. You know, slow sipped it. Didn't go aggressive. Being lower price, I guess I sized up a little more than I wanted to. 10,000 shares. I jumped in and out quick. Yeah, I see a big seller. I don't see a big buyer anymore. The big buyer's gone. There's still big sellers on it though. Still pushing it down. Yeah, 50,000 share seller, 20,000 share seller, 10,000. A lot of 10,000 share sellers. Little bounce off the exponential. I'm sorry, bounce off the VWAP. So sitting tight. Man, this was a grinder. Man, this one is a grinder. It's not really giving good acceleration. I just realized that, yeah. Trying to hold 2. VWAP is just under 2. Tight. It does have breaking news, just it's not accelerating. Too many sellers on it. It is on the 5 pillar of stock selection screener, so it does meet 5 pillars of stock selection. So not seeing a spread on it. It has a really tight spread. Oh, you're talking about a different EIQ? I don't see that one. Is that a large cap? I don't see that one at all. You want to run every trade, you want to be obvious. I'm looking all the way down to 5% up on the day. That must be, unless it's a really big large cap. I don't see that one at all. Not sure why you're calling that out or trading that. Yeah, on ONCO, I think I agree. If that seller, if they all stopped and moved their orders up to like 250, I think it would accelerate it straight up to 250. And that's kind of why I was buying the dips, looking at that. When I was trading it in this level here, I was trading it in this level here, trying to get the big acceleration off that level. But they were just sellers just really hammering it back down. And there's big buyers off this level that were giving the pop up. So this is the level I was trading it here. The big buyers pop. Looking for it to really accelerate up to 2, but it didn't. There's big sellers up here that are just hammering it back down. And there was a big buyer down here at this level too, and I was buying off, just above that big buyer, and it was giving me a little pop. I wasn't holding it long, didn't trust it. Got a little profit, added a little bit to my P&L, not much, but think I added $100. So I'll take it. Keep my share size small. I did size up once there and it just didn't work out, so I got out quick. Sorry, I do apologize about the mic if you're having mic issues. I don't hear myself. So hopefully the mic's not giving issues. Not sure if you're the same one that said it earlier. Same person. I'll drop my mic. Like I said, I'll listen to the recording and see if there's something wrong with my mic. Otherwise, it may be your setup. No one else is really saying anything. Oh, okay. I'll adjust it. Test, mic test. Does that sound any better? It's a little distorted. Just gonna check my broadcast and make sure I don't. Yeah, broadcast is strong. No drop frames. Nice strong signal. The mic is breaking up. That sucks. Oh, I just have to get a new mic. Apologize, everyone. Thanks for letting me know. I'll review the video and see what's going on. Make sure it's not. It's probably not everybody's system. If everyone's. Okay, I got a few people saying the mic sounds good but quiet. Yeah, it might be too that I have the mic sensitivity turned up too loud. I'll check it out, see what it looks like. Test the mic sensitivity. Mic check. Test. Yeah, it looks decently well. I know the background music is somewhat loud. Hope I'm not competing against it. I can hear it shaking, like something's loose. So I'll look at just buying a new one. Okay, so it's something. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. I've already got a note to take a look at it. I really don't want to go back to my backup mic because the headset doesn't work. I can't hear when I won't be able to hear my screener, my scanner. But the mic on that one works perfectly. So I think I'm gonna get a desk-mounted mic and just talk into that. I really don't want that because I like to talk. I swing my hands around, I end up hitting it, and I gotta train myself that it's there. Right now I'm just wearing a headset. It makes it really easy and it's wireless. Well, I'll look into it if I have to invest in a higher quality. This one's kind of like it's got really great reviews. It's been working great for what, a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I can't remember when I bought it. But if it's starting to go to left field, I'll invest in a more higher quality headset mic. Make sure I get one that's got a lot of good reviews. So sitting tight. Looking at the overall sentiment in the market, it's 5 minutes to the top of the hour. ONCO is pulling back down below VWAP. Didn't hold $2. So got a few trades on it. Didn't go aggressive. I actually did size up pretty, I did size up aggressive on it. And let's see, it is a losing trade. I lost, I don't know, 15, 25, 35, 40, almost $10 on it. So not bad. Pulling back pretty aggressive pullback right now. So not interested in taking any trades on it. So sitting tight, being patient. I want to just make sure I lock up a green day, keep my share size small. Don't want to size up too heavy. Now it's coming towards getting closer and closer to the open. I assume that the open is going to be, the price action is going to be kind of the same we've been seeing the last couple of days. I don't like to speak in absolutes, but I don't think it's likely that something's going to go parabolic. That's kind of what I'm looking for if I trade after the open. I'm looking for parabolic momentum, something just accelerating. And I don't like the halt levels though. There's that big seller on ONCO, big seller, man. So someone really accumulated a massive position. They're unloading. That's why it's dumping. No buyers out there. ELAB is ELAB is dancing now. ELAB is accelerating up there. Giving us a new high a day. ELAB is dangerous. Like I said, I've been trading this one. I don't really trust it. It's accelerating though. Nice acceleration. I'm gonna wait and see how it holds this initial acceleration up. I don't want to chase this acceleration up. Not sure why. Did they just repost the news on it? Initial news came out at 7:30. They did another repost at 7:40, and it's still doing the same thing. That's why I said I want to chase this acceleration up, just brutal, up to 640, just under 640, and just rip down hard. That's a brutal rejection. So, and it's kind of still doing the same dance, same song and dance. Not really interested. Like I said, I didn't chase that acceleration up. Didn't chase the trade. I don't really trust it. It's just kind of showing the same. Price action's not clean on it. That's the 2-minute warning to the top of the hour. Breaking news more than likely not comes out at the top and the bottom of the hour. ELAB is, I'm going to call that a shooting star candle. Pretty brutal drop after that initial acceleration up. And that's kind of why I didn't trade that acceleration up. I wanted to see how it's going to hold the acceleration, and I'm just not liking the price action on it. It's still not clean. Doesn't look good. So sitting tight, being patient. 2 minutes to the top of the hour.
Order submitted. Target filled. Order submitted. Target filled.
All right, thanks. Thanks for hanging out. Gonna log off. Sit tight. Excellent. Thanks for being here. So still being patient. I'm watching ELAB. Not really liking the price action, or I don't like the price action at all. No trades. I'm not gonna mess with it. Too risky. Not showing strength. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, so you guys can hear that. The mic's got a little jiggle in it. Yeah, you can hear that. I can see the sound. Maybe that's what it is. I think this thing's still under warranty. I might as well send it back. Save some dividends. I probably can just send it back and get a brand new one. Try it that way. I don't know. Actually, I don't want to do that. I'll figure it out. Maybe just buy a new one. Figure it out. I don't like to waste doll hairs. Every doll hair counts. So sitting tight, being patient. Yeah, did Ross trade anything yet? Anyone know? I'm curious myself. Got a few members asking on YouTube live stream. I believe I have a few members following Ross. Matter of fact, so maybe they'll let me know. I'm watching the Day Trade Dash newsroom will post at right here at 9 if his trades that he's taken so far, but no updates on their announcements. Okay, no trades. No trades yet so far. No trades for Ross. Okay, yeah, can definitely see that.
Where is target
Nothing
belt?
clean, nothing that looked good, nothing accelerating. He's like I said, his market intuition is, it's just obviously master level market intuition. So he would see ELAB and just know, I'm building mine up. Definitely getting there. What do we have here? So we got a little pop and drop. New breaking news just came out at 9 a.m. MODD. Let's pull it up here. This MODD just popped. No. Man, if I can catch it, there we go. Just pop and drop. Just watching it, seeing it accelerate up. Nice acceleration up. Just gonna, trade the bull flag, which is you got to wait for that 1 minute pullback. And right now, it's just not looking like something I want to trade.
Where is the target belt?
Huge top and tail on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute. This one's accelerating up, so I'm just gonna watch. It's got breaking news that just came out. It's an FDA news. Take a look at it here. It's healthcare. Okay. It's a U.S. company.
Where is the target
Something
belt?
to do with maybe FDA clearance or something. I'm not sure. But the market's not really taking well to it. It's got a lower float, 3.5 million share float. I mean, it's under 5 million, but not crazy low. Don't have multi-chart alignment. It gave a little spark there. No volume. So I'm sitting tight. Not interested in taking any trades on it. Yeah, there's really big sellers on ELAB. I was watching that one for a minute. It was, yeah, big sellers on ELAB, big sellers on ONCO, which are two symbols we're very familiar with. ONCO is lower price. ELAB is just choppy. It's just not a symbol you're going to size up. At least not Ross is going to size up heavy with it and expect, I did trade it, managed my risk very well on it, kept my share size small. I got in, I got green, I got out. When I jumped in it and see it wasn't working, I jumped out, kept my losers very small on that. I know you guys see a red $57 loser, but after scaling out of it, it's really a $10 loser. That whole trade there, and that trade I sized up 10,000 shares. I really was thinking it was going to pop off that level and accelerate up to 225, but it didn't. So I just scaled out and ended up taking a $10 loser, which I'm very off of 10,000 shares, taking a $10 loser is very, very good risk management. And I'm not going to size up like that again today. Sitting tight. You know what? ELAB is dancing. I'm not even going to pull it up right now. I'm just not going to mess with ELAB. ELAB is accelerating up. ONCO is trying to accelerate up as well. Sit tight, being patient. ELAB is still grinding up. Still grinding higher. That's exactly what it is too. It's a grind higher. It is literally a grind. Nice pop. Nice pop off the exponential. I'm going to try to chase those pops. You don't want to get into trying to doing that. So I'm going to sit tight on it. That's a beautiful, nice pop, a nice acceleration. That's the kind of acceleration I'm looking for, but just the price action after the pop or before the acceleration is just brutal. So trying to guess when that pop is going to happen is kind of the trap that the market is trying to set you up for. So I don't want to fall into that trap. I'm going to leave it alone. Let's grind up to 650. 18 million shares traded. It's got a tight spread. Man, Big seller coming out there. Wow, what a nasty whip. Jeez, that's why I said I don't want to. This one's brutal. The whips on it are just brutal.
Target filled.
Like I said, I feel like it's a trap. Those pops are bull traps to try to get you to come in there and trade it, and then they just hammer the price, and it just whips. Them whips are brutal. I can make an argument, which I traded it. I've obviously done pretty well on it by buying, just waiting for that whip down, which it did, and buying off the exponential. You see, that would have been. But I feel like it's just risky. I don't want to take the risk. I'd rather just not trade it. Just leave it alone. Yeah, I see your question. My broker is CMEG, Capital Market Lease Group. Minimum deposit is $100 with $29 a month. So yeah, that's the broker I'm using.
Target filled.
That's right. I totally agree. It's all about risk management. I'm just going to leave this one alone based off of risk management. Don't want to chase these. Trying to chase that pop is where I think that's where they're going to get you. I think that pop is probably someone doing that. It's a big someone with a really massive account. And there's not a lot going on today. This top leading gapper is only 78% up. ELAB is hanging at just 40%. It's obvious. So a lot of traders are trading it. It's got nice volume, low float. So there's not really much else. It does have news, but it's just not strong. Too many. If it was really strong news, there wouldn't be so many sellers on it. Big seller at 78, 678. Big seller at the price 650. A lot of big sellers on this one. Big seller at 650. Big seller at 678. So yeah, manage your risk on that. I'm gonna leave it alone. Sitting tight. I want to lock up a green day. It's just gonna be a small green day, so I'm all right with that. I'm gonna lock up a small green day. I'm all right with that. So there, it's flashing down again. A little bouncing off exponential. You can see how I would trade that. That'd have been a nice trade. I'm gonna sit tight though. I'm gonna leave it alone. It's too risky, too dangerous. Okay, you got that acceleration on CC. All right, well, a little higher price symbol that just came out with news, and it doesn't look good though. Huge topping tail, no volume. I'll take a look at it here. This symbol here has just popped up. WW. Not really. Not interested in trading it. Low volume, higher priced. Getting closer to my top of my limit, $20. Doesn't have any volume. It's got breaking news that just came out. No volume though. No volume at all. Huge topping tail. With how little volume is in it, it's just, news must not be that significant. I haven't dove into the news. It does have news. Something about Eli Lilly and company. Not sure. I didn't pull it up on my broker, so I know my VIP members are not seeing the symbol I'm talking about. I'm looking at WW's, the abbreviation. But I'm not going to pull it up. So sitting tight, being patient.
Order submitted. Target filled.
Yeah, okay. The view you see on YouTube is just Weeble, and the trades you see over here are just a extension. This is just an extension of my broker. I don't use these trades at all. This is just for you. I don't even look at them. I got my broker view. Let's swing you guys over. Why not? I don't mind. This is my broker view. So this is what I'm trading. This is what I'm paying attention to. I'm still watching ELAB. This is where I look at here. I don't pay attention to that other screen. That's just for you guys. I try to be mindful to keep you followed along. Otherwise, if you're a VIP member, you can see and trade over my shoulder. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Wrong button. So yeah, nice acceleration on ELAB. Like I said, trying to time those pops. There's a nice payout there if you can time it, but it's dangerous, very dangerous, high risk. It ran it. There's a big seller at 78, so it's just underneath that big seller. There's a really big seller showing an order on the book. I'm not sure if that's a spoofer or not. I don't know what's going on. Why would they show that order there? Talking about ELAB. Nice pop on ELAB. So yeah, I'm going to still leave this one alone. It's tough. Let's see how it does against this big seller. If they're going to move. Nope. Their sales shows a drop, and it's a real sell order. It's not a spoof order. That's a real seller there. It was, what, 33. Now it's 31. Price came up and tapped it for a little bit. Oh, they moved their order down to 68. Oh, they was at 78. They moved their order down. So that's a big seller on it. So sitting tight. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad that you find value on my stream and I can explain how the setup is working though. Yeah, so you kind of get an idea of the view you see if you're a VIP member. And then I talk with my VIP members more. I post my P&L. There's a nice, nice growing community. Nice supportive community if you're new to trading. Sitting tight. Thinking about taking a trade on ELAP here. See, this is waiting for a pullback. Last starter. Looking forward to get a real trade off the exponential. That's what I'm really waiting for, a nice trade off the exponential. I'll sell a little bit off this pop, but a little small. Keep my share size small. See if we get a pop. Not really. I'm going to jump out. Looking forward to pull back to the exponential. And I'm going to take a quick dip off the exponential. See if we get acceleration. That's the only time I'll trade it. Otherwise, I don't want to be in it long because it's doing brutal whips. So I want to take advantage of that brutal whip. That's what I'm looking to do. See how it's riding that exponential? It's been riding that exponential for quite a while. See that? Just all day. This nice wave up. So I'm just trying to take advantage of that. There's some buyers stacking around that exponential, just underneath it actually. So in other words, if it breaks below the exponential, see, I'm not willing to hold it as long as I need to get really maximize the profit of that wave up. I'm not going to hold it that long. So if it whips down towards that exponential, there's some buyers just underneath it. So those buyers underneath the exponential are my max loss. So if it falls below the exponential, it'll flutter for a minute, and that'll give me an opportunity to get out before it really flashes out. There we go. Let's see if it gives a pop. Not much of a pop. Sell. You see how I trade that? See how I talk you through? Not much. Kept my share size small. Not much. Yeah, just jump out. Didn't really, nothing quick. Just, small share size, quick pops, $20 here. I probably should have sized up off that exponential, but my instinct was to just buy small size. So nice opportunity there. So you can kind of see how I traded and managed my risk on it. So just not willing to hold it as long as I need to really take advantage of this new high day if it even gives it. Got a really big sellers on it. MACD's curling negative. Larger volume red candle on that last pullback. So I'm sitting tight. I'm cool. 15 minutes to the open. So sitting tight, being patient. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, that CCCC it did a brutal pop and drop. Brutal pop and drop. So I'm not gonna take another bounce off the exponential. This is just showing too much weakness in the selling. MACD's curling negative. So ELAP may begin to roll. It could. sell off really hard. ONCO just not looking good. It's rolling over pretty hard. MODD popped and dropped. ELAB is still just grinding up. It's still holding this top of this move. It's pulling back to the exponential, but not going to take a dip on it. I'll leave it alone. Showing weakness. I don't see a lot of support down there. So, watching time to sells level 2. Just gonna leave it alone. Don't like what I see on the level 2 there. Not going to take a dip or anything off of it.
Target filled.
Still holding it. It's really far away from the volume weight average price. So it's at 650. Price is at 650. Volume weight average price at 581. SKYQ just basically did a round trip. CLIK basically did a round trip as well. So just, just over 10 minutes to the open. Gonna just look at all the symbols I'm watching, potential, see how they perform at the open. Not gonna be interested in taking any trades at the open. I have a little cushion on the day, but it's just really important I lock up a green day. Keep my share size small. Nice acceleration. Right there at 40. That's where the support was at. So it did accelerate off that support level. But I don't like trading below the exponential. So that support level was just below the exponential here on ELAB. There's a support level right here at 40, 640. You can see right here that it actually got bigger as the price came closer and closer to it, and it accelerated off that level. And that's what I was kind of watching just on there. But because this support level was just underneath the exponential, I didn't want to trade that. See, the support level was underneath the exponential, and so now it's doing a reversed off that. So I decided I didn't want to trade that. It's just the support was too far away. I don't like when support's below the exponential. So sitting tight, being patient. It has had, I see your question, DJ, when the market's hot, do we see stocks go up more than 1,000? Yeah, last summer, yeah, it was something amazing to watch. This stock went up 4,000%. By the end of the day, it was up 8,000%. I can't remember exactly what symbol it was, but I remember it specifically because my dad wanted me to mow the grass. He called me up and said, "Could you mow my grass?" I'm like, "Come on, man." I was like, "All right, I'll mow the grass." And then I started to hear that symbol accelerate. It was up 400%. 3, it was up 800%. I'm like, well, then it went 1,000, 1,200%, went to 2,000%, and we thought that was the top. It went to 25, and it went to 3,000%. We thought that was the top. And then so as it got more and more Ross traded, we all kind of scaled down less and less because we're like, is that the top? That's got to be the top. And it just went up. It just kept going up. It was amazing. Shorts kept just getting squeezed. It was truly amazing. And then it doesn't happen every day. Just last summer, it happened a couple of times. We had a few stocks go 800%. We had a few more go just above 1,000%. And then off of that stock, it had a lot of sympathy momentum. Okay, I see your message. I'm gonna have to delete this post. You're revealing your account information. You can't do that. So I see you asking for some help there. You got to make sure you look over the information you're sharing with the community. I'm not sure if you listen to the broadcast, but make sure you don't share your account information. I'm going to remove that post. I know re-ask me what's happening with you, and I'll give you my retort. But make sure you don't share any of your account information. Be careful with that because if you do that, I have to ban you and kick you out of the community. It's Discord and WAP policy. So that's really important, guys. So make sure you're following the policies of the Discord and the WAP. So I'm just going to remove that post, and you can ask your question, but make sure you're being safe and with your post and stuff. I'm not gonna say who it was, but
Orders
you know
submitted.
who just posted.
Order filled.
So sitting tight.
Orders submitted. Target filled.
Yeah, and that's I see your comment there. Whoa, that's what we can't wait for something like that to happen. And that's what happened with me yesterday. I thought that was a symbol that's going to go up 300%. So that's why I grabbed 10,000 shares and wanted to, and that's, so with a hotter market, it's exciting. It's going to be awesome, especially if you're building your discipline and your strategy. You're building your instincts up. You're just going to do really well because you're used to this colder market. You're used to these quick, get in, get green, get out. But as when something really accelerates, yeah. And it's important to have a strategy and make sure you're stay cool, calm, and collected. And once you get too excited, you got to pull back because if you grab the top of it, they're gonna, if something go up 1,000%, but you can find yourself red on it because it does brutal whips. When everyone takes profit, it'll whip down so fast, and if you find yourself buying at the wrong time, you could get frustrated and you can take some brutal losses. And then it'd be even more mentally for psychology. It'd be really devastating because then you'll end up hitting your max loss, jumping out, and then it'll accelerate up $3-4, and you just sit there like, what in the world? Then you start thinking, if I just held it, um, I would be okay. And then what would happen is you end up buying at the top, whipping down, and just holding and turning blowing your account or giving back 80-90% of your account. So it's very important to come to the market with a strategy and make sure you be aware of your mental psychology. Make sure you're in the right headspace, cool, calm, and collected. You can, broadcasting live it's so much tougher. Trading's already really tough. So you can, hopefully my broadcast is helping. You can see when I become mental compromised. Ross does too. Broadcasting, it sucks. Pardon my French, but it really, makes it very difficult. And of course, there's been times where I was like, I can just do. It'd be so much easier for me just to wake up and just focus on the charts and that's it. I don't need to focus on a broadcast. So yeah, it makes it a lot tougher. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. We're still managing. My goal is to help, um, show transparency and clear. You're here through the ups and the downs, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and learn from where I excel as well. And then my goal is to help potentially shorten your learning curve to consistent profitability. But it's all up to you. It's how you everything counts. If you this weekend you go out to the bar and get slammed drunk, that counts. You lose brain cells. You know. Not to say that that's going to cause you to be a failed trader. I'm not saying that, but I wouldn't say that's going to accelerate your learning curve to consistent profitability. I wouldn't say that either. So it's just one of those things that make good choices and. Thanks. I'm glad you find value out of the community. Not just me. There's just so many knowledgeable traders here in the VIP. I really appreciate them. You guys help me out quite a lot. Even outside of trading, when I'm chatting or I get a lot of direct messages from members and we chat about stuff and they're helping me out. Mistakes I make and I'm getting better and better. I really appreciate it. Yeah, excellent. I'm glad. Thanks a lot for that positive feedback there on YouTube live stream too. Yeah, I'm here for YouTube members as well. So I appreciate that you find value in my YouTube live stream as well. Awesome. Excellent. Glad to hear that. My best friend struggling with alcoholism, and unfortunately, I had to make that hard call where I had to draw the line where it's like I can't really associate with you, buddy, unless I didn't want to do that, but there's just a point where you just got to say, okay, spend 10, 15 years trying to help. But so I know what it's. I don't know personally what it's like to struggle with that, but I know what it's like to try to, what it's like to deal with that. So it can be tough. So yeah. So all the encouragement to everyone out there, even if you're finding yourself struggling with that. So um, UC UCAR. I remember
Order submitted.
I'm gonna pull it up. I don't see it on my list though.
Target filled. Order
Maybe it's
to
here. It's not on
target
my list
filled.
for today. 4 minutes to the open. I hear you calling it out. Not gonna be interested in trading anything that's not obvious. I see your call out there. I don't even see it on the top gainers list. That's going to be critically important for today. And I'm probably just going to go ahead and lock this green day up, not take any trades at the open. It's been a pretty tough pre-market trading session. So it's not been particularly clean, solid price action. The only, ELAB been very tough to trade. Many of you out there might be red on ELAB. I caught a couple of nothing brutal, but I got one or two red trades on ELAB. I'm really grateful. I managed my risk, nothing major. Gonna looks like I'm gonna be just under $500 on the day. Chipping away at my deficit. Not gonna try to make it all back. I probably could
Order
definitely have made a
submitted.
lot back today, but I just,
Order
it was super
filled.
important to respond to my to what was going on with me yesterday. Today I got plenty of sleep. I rested. I analyzed my video. I seen what was the problem was, and it was my psychology. So it's not about making the profits bad. I know I'm good on that. I know I'll continue to get back to my all-time highs soon, but I want to make sure my psychology, my mental state, my mindset is in the right place, and that's what today's all about. That's how I traded today. I'm very, very happy with my performance today, and of course, it doesn't have the big dollar signs to go behind it, but that's okay. Today there was no real opportunity for that. Ross is looking at a no trade day, and I can certainly see that. Now we're 2 minutes to the opening bell. I'm just going to probably lock up this day. I'll hang out here until 10 o'clock if you guys want to chat and talk, but I'm going to just looking at the price action. Ross didn't really build any type of cushion. I don't know. I haven't been on the minute updated with Ross. I don't see anything that just blew me away and like he would have traded it. ELAB is still grinding it. Did a quick pop. I didn't. You don't want to go messing with that. He didn't want to trade that. I could totally see that. I got some few trades on it. I'm green on it. I'm gonna pay my broker a little bit for today. I took a lot of trades today. Not crazy amount, but that's all right. Pay my broker just under $100 probably.
Order
Just
submitted.
glancing. So
Target
that's
filled.
what's most important. You want to make sure you come, with the right
Order
mindset.
submitted.
Don't
Target
chase
filled.
profits. Always thinking about risk. Come to the market with a strategy. And so that's what today was all about for me. And that today is an absolute victory, and I'm super proud of myself. And there's one way where I can 100% know I can lock up this victory day is just put my hands in my pocket. Don't trade again. I don't, it's not about chasing profits. You're here for the long haul. This is a career. You don't want to it's not gambling. You don't want to have a win here and that's it for the, 6 months.
Order
Every
to
day we're going to
target
show up.
filled.
Every single day. And that's what it's all about. So I'm super, super stoked and happy about that. Tomorrow I'm going to continue to go over with tomorrow's VIP masterclass. We're going to continue to dive deep into what the hardest part of it is, which is supporting resistance areas, reading the level two and time and cells. Um, I think if you're watching over my shoulder, you can see where I call out where I'm looking to take a trade and why I'm looking to take a trade. I'm literally just looking at level two and I'm using my pointer here and circling. I'm drawing circles around areas and drawing lines. Saying where I'm looking at the time and cells. That's the open. All right, so if you're using Weeble, you got to reallocate it for the opening bell. So let me just go through my scanners here and get my preset. If you're interested in this Weeble layout, there's a link in the description of the video that does an in-depth walkthrough of how I set up the 5-pillar stocks screener for Weeble and how I have my layout. Now, back when I made that video, my layout was different. So it's kind of evolved a little bit, but it's still the basic concept. It's just, going into here and changing the view. Otherwise, it's all pretty much the same. And then over here to the right is my broker. It's just I don't actually use that. That's for you viewers, for transparency. You can see where I'm getting in, getting out at. So you can really follow along with me if you're watching ELAB, and you can look at my trades. And you can see on your time and cells in level two. So if you're watching your time and cells level two and you hear my commentary, you can kind of get an idea, and then seeing where I'm getting in and getting out. You get an idea of my strategy, what I'm looking for, what I like. It's a very good strategy. Most days, I'm
How
profitable,
is submitting
and I can help
order held?
um, providing your insight to the market and reading level 2, and then how you apply time and cells and why it's just absolutely critical,
Order
and why it's
submitting.
absolutely
Copy of
critical
form.
that you learn and study your fundamentals. Just from my personal experience as observing new warrior trading students, and even here in my VIP community, some new beginner traders, and I'd see a lot of evidence of people skipping the fundamentals, candlestick shapes, um, candlestick patterns. You know, I'm seeing a lot of and see how critically important that is to recognize these candlestick shapes and patterns, so you can see the reversal indicators or the indecisive candles and dojis can really help you with your risk management. That's critical. So UCAR.